Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin Niti Namine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. In the previous session, I began discussing the 49th verse of the 7th chapter of the first canto of Bhagavatam. I could not complete it. I'll complete it in this session, the same 49th verse. I'll read once again the 49th verse just for your refreshing your memory. Suta Vacha Dharmyam Nyayam Sakarunam Nirvyalekam Samam Mahat Raja Dharmasuto Rajna Pratyanandad Vacho Dvijaha. The meaning of this verse is Suta Goswami speaking to the sages of Naimisharanya, the Brahmanas. O Brahmanas, he's addressing them and speaking to them. King Yudhishthira fully supported the statements of the queen. Who is the queen here? Draupadi, Queen Draupadi, which were in accordance with the principles of religion, dharmyam, and were justified, nyayam, and were full of mercy, sakarunam, nirvyalekam, without duplicity, samam, full of equity, and mahat, they were glorious. So, King Yudhishthira fully supported Queen Draupadi's statements, which were having all these wonderful characteristics. So, in the purport, Srila Prabhupada says that Maharaj Yudhishthira was a son of Dharmaraja or Yamaraj. So, he knew exactly what are the principles of religion, and he supported Draupadi, who was justified in telling Arjuna, don't kill Ashwathama, even though he is a murderer of the 5 sons of Draupadi. Don't kill Ashwathama. So, what was the justification? That we have discussed earlier, that Draupadi was making this statement or telling Arjuna, don't kill Ashwathama, because she was conversant with the principles of religion. So, religion means here dharma. Dharma means the eternal principles of our intrinsic nature of service. So, such service has to be guided by the scriptural injunctions. So, there is Dharma Shastra, how to conduct ourselves while we are living in this world, for maintaining ourselves as well as for ultimate liberation from this material bondage. Everything is explained in Dharma Shastra. Of course, now in Kali Yuga, we don't have time to study all the varieties of Vedic literature, especially the Dharma Shastras. There are 20 Dharma Shastras: Manu Smriti, Yajnavalkya Smriti, Parashara Smriti, like that. 20 great sages they have compiled, and every facet of human life, how one should actually conduct oneself, is explained there. But people have no time to study that, neither they are inclined to follow that. It is very difficult in Kali Yuga. Therefore, the principles of dharma have been summarized in 2 scriptures. The Bhagavad Gita and the Srimad Bhagavatam. These 2 scriptures. So, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has instructed everyone, You study these two scriptures, Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam. Both are called Krishna Katha. Krishna Katha. Bhagavad Gita is spoken directly by Krishna, explaining the principles of Dharma very, very simple way, in a concise way. And Bhagavatam elaborately explains what is Dharma. Bhagavata Dharma. Bhagavatam explains what is real Dharma. Bhagavata Dharma, the principles of devotional service to Krishna. As in the previous session we discussed, our intrinsic nature or quality is to serve. So if we don't serve Krishna, then we'll be engaged in serving illusion, or we'll be forced to serve illusion. So better than serving illusion, you take up devotional service to Krishna. And that is what is told by Krishna also in the Bhagavad Gita. Sarva dharman parityajya mamekam sharanam vraja. Aham tvam sarva papebhyo mokshayishyami ma shuchah. Even in the 9th chapter, Krishna says, Yat karoshi yadashnasi yad johoshi dadasi yat tapasyasi kaunteya tat kurushva madarpanam. Everything should be done as an offering to Krishna. And if one doesn't want to complicate, one thinks that matters are too complicated, if everything has to be done as service to Krishna, simply surrender to Krishna. Simply surrender to Krishna. And then engage in those activities which are meant for simply serving Krishna in a very, very simple way, as taught by the Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu taught us, simply chant Hare Krishna. That is the easy way of practicing Dharma, especially in Kali Yuga. Hare Nama, Hare Nama, Hare Namaiva Kevalam. Kalau nastyaiva, nastyaiva, nastyaiva gatiranyatha. So here Draupadi is telling Arjuna not to kill Ashwathama based on principles of religion. Dharmyam, Nyayam, it is fully just. It is in accordance with principles of justice. Principles of justice. Because Ashwathama happened to be the son of Dronacharya. And Dronacharya was the teacher of Arjuna and the Pandavas. So he taught Arjuna all the secrets. So Arjuna and the Pandavas should always be indebted to Dronacharya. Guru, whatever he teaches, one is indebted to the Guru. That debt cannot be cleared, that debt cannot be repaid. No. So, in accordance with the codes of justice, Nyayam, Sakarunam, and full of mercy. Mercy, not because Ashwathama was deserving to be excused. No, Ashwathama did not deserve to be excused. But by killing Ashwathama, Arjuna would put Kripi, the mother of Ashwathama, the wife of Dronacharya, into so much of grief. She did not undergo sati simply because her son was the surviving descendant, a survivor after the battle of Kurukshetra, in which Dronacharya died in the battle. So she did not undergo sati. So if she is living just because of her son, then by killing the son, you are going to put her into so much of grief. So therefore, Sakarunam, full of mercy towards Kripi, not showing mercy on Ashwathama, showing mercy on Kripi, you should spare the life of Ashwathama. She is living for his sake, that's all. Then Nirvyalikam, without duplicity. She was not trying to do some kind of it is called this duplicitous behavior is sometimes required for somebody who's in politics. That in order to save some situation, they may externally tell something, but they have some other idea in the heart. So such duplicitous behavior sometimes is required for somebody in politics. But here, Draupadi is not speaking in a duplicitous way. Nirvyalikam, without duplicity. She actually feels for the grief of a mother, because she has lost her sons and she is experiencing so much of grief. She doesn't want Kripi also to experience that kind of grief just because her son has done something foolish. He has done a big mistake. He's done a big crime actually. But why should she suffer when she is already undergoing grief because her husband died in the battle? So why should she suffer like Draupadi, or suffer more than what she is already undergoing? Why? This is not justified, particularly because she is the wife of the teacher of Arjuna. So Arjuna should actually spare the life of Ashwathama. Nirvyalikam samam, and it is full of equity. That is, Draupadi is considering, I am a mother, I am experiencing grief. Now same way, Kripi will also experience grief. So she can understand that if this is one of the Atmavat Sarva Bhuteshu, the real measure of characteristic of a learned person is Matravat Paradareshu Paradravyeshu Loshtravat Atmavat Sarva Bhuteshu Yap Pashyati Sa Panditaha. One is considered to be learned if one is able to treat every other woman other than one's own wife as mother. Matravat Paradareshu, Dara means wife. All other women other than one's own wife as mother, treat as mother. Matravat. Paradravyeshu Loshtravat, others' property or others' wealth or others' money should be treated as garbage in the street. Means never desire to take that. Just like garbage, does anybody bother to collect garbage from the street which is discarded? No. So, Paradravyeshu Loshtravat. Loshtravat means garbage. Don't ever set your eyes on others' property. What you have, you should be satisfied and never desire others' wealth. So, you become free from envy. Paradravyeshu Loshtravat. Atmavat Sarva Bhuteshu, and treat everyone else the way you would like others to treat you. If somebody cuts my throat, then I feel so much of pain. So how can I cut the throat of so many innocent animals? This is what is going on. In the name of eating non-vegetarian food, they are killing so many cows. They are killing so many cows. So a learned person will never do it. So similarly, Draupadi is feeling that I am suffering because of the loss of my sons. Why should Kripi suffer if Ashwathama has made a mistake? So Samam and Mahat, she is glorious. Her character, her behavior is glorious, and that's being glorified here. Draupadi is being glorified here. So I'll stop here. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.